Today I want to talk to you about the Nomad mindset, the get shit done Nomad mindset. What brought me to the life I'm leading right now in my car as a nomad? And what did I learn? And what are the things that you absolutely should be very careful about? That's also one thing I want to talk to you about. So I want to go a little bit more back to tell you who I am, because a lot of people see me on Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff, but unfortunately they do not know who I am, only by the things that I say. So I was born and living in the Netherlands, in a very small town in the south of the Netherlands. And I have a sister, and we both grew up in this very Catholic municipality, which caused some problems when my mom and dad decided to divorce. I think I was like 11 years old. So that brought a lot of rumble to the community, especially in our family, as you can probably think about. When I was going to school, that was on a normal school, I had to bike with my push bike like 15 kilometers, maybe like 10 miles, through wind, weather, and rain. And for me, as someone who lived in a little village, it was quite a big step to go into a bigger city when it comes to schooling. But not only that, my father decided to move after the divorce to Düsseldorf, which is a big city, a metropole in Germany. So while I was living this so-called village life as a village boy in the Netherlands, once in 2 weeks, strong as I prefer to say, I was at my dad in the big city of Düsseldorf. When I was 12 years old, I was already quite a big guy. And back in the days, my father took me into one of the pubs in Düsseldorf and showed me around. And we drank some alcohol. And that was my first encounter with alcohol. And we were drinking quite often, quite a lot, at a very young age, which was, well, I don't think it's normal right now, but which was normal back in the days, to be honest. I mean, even smoking was something like, if you were 12, 13 years old, you was probably smoking. Not saying everybody did, but probably you were getting into it, right? So with the smoking and the drinking at a very young age, I already was introduced into drugs like marijuana and hashish, which I really loved, to be honest with you. And well, time went by. I tried to educate myself when it comes to going to school and all that stuff. I don't want to talk about all the things that I encountered there, because it's first of all, it's too long ago. Second of all, I don't think it matters for the whole story. But so when I was 15, 16 years old, I was driving a little motorcycle, like a moped. We were driving through festivals. Every weekend we were partying, drinking, driving, because there was was quite normal back in the days. Drinking, driving, and I was doing the drugs. Not all of my friends were into that stuff, but I kept smoking marijuana with me for decades. I mean, even in my 40s, I smoked every single day until I needed to figure out for myself why did I numb myself. I think that's the right word. Why did I numb myself? So that's one of the things I'm going to touching in later. But I had not that much relationships. I was married one time. We had 13 years together, and we were married 5 of them. And well, basically, I did a lot of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and she just couldn't keep up. I think that's the bad thing to say. She just couldn't keep up, and she was really worried about me. What would happen to me if I still would party and doing also other kinds of drugs like amphetamine, speed, cocaine, ecstasy, mushrooms, LSD, well, name them, ketamine. I did a lot. So we broke up just to let ourselves go for the love of each other also. I had then, what's that called? Like best friends forever? No, friends with benefit. I was in that relationship for 8 years, which was a good relationship, but this all was also involved in, getting fucked up and wasted a lot of times. I was working as a sales manager back in the days. Very, very stressful job. Always on the road, sleeping in hotels, driving 500 miles a day was nothing. Getting into 1 or 2 meetings and then driving back, all that stuff that it really cost me almost my life. So in 2018, there was a problem. No, I'm sorry, 2016. I was still married back then. There was a big problem with my intestines. I had a perforation and I'm sorry, I'm gotta keep on track, keep my eyes on the traffic. I had a perforation and an inflammation in my intestines for the first time. And if I wouldn't go to the hospital that day, that was a Friday, I would not survive, because basically your stomach is going to be filled with your, well, basically with your shit that's in your intestines. So I got out of the hospital after strong. Eventually got divorced. Was getting into the relationship with the friend with benefits. And in 2018, I had twice in a row, again, an inflammation and the perforation of my intestines. So I was still doing a lot of stupid stuff back then. So that was the turning point for me to say, I need to get shit done really bad, because this is going to cost my life, this lifestyle and all the stupid stuff that I'm doing. So I had a surgery. They took 35 centimeters of my intestines out. And that was in November of 2018. And eventually in 2019, I started to work again. I think it was February, which was way too early. I didn't recover it yet, but you know, the guy don't feel that much pain. And basically almost screwed myself up again. Which resulted in 2020, in March 2020, in a burnout. And basically what I see now, the lesson that I've learned is, first, my body said you can't continue doing this stupid stuff because it's going to kill you. It's going to kill you. And eventually I think the burnout took care of that. I couldn't think anymore. So basically your mind is just shut down. It's in defragmentation mode. So in that period also with when COVID hit, I was sitting at home and I'm not only wanted to, but I had to rebuild myself. So I started to do the things that I wanted to do, get interested in the things that I'm interested in right now. So holistic stuff, creative stuff, and a lot of other things, because my ADHD otherwise is going to kill me. We don't want to have that. So basically that's a little bit what happened in the past. So in 2000, oh, thank you for not giving me anything, any room, asshole. So in 2024, I think, I'm so bad at counting the days and what time and stuff like that, but that's okay. In 2024, I went to someone to do kambo. Kambo is basically a medicine, and it's frog poison. And what they do is they make a little, they burn a little bit of your skin, and you can see it. Well, I don't know if you can see it right now, but I'll show it when I have, because I'm still driving. Because I'm a nomad, for God's sake. Although I'm just working right now, but that's okay. So, okay, back to the kambo. So I did a session of kambo, and it's gonna scan your body, and there's so much shit coming out. It's quite absurd and really fascinating. And I went home and felt so reborn about what the medicine did to me, that I stopped smoking right away and stopped, we call it blowing. So basically smoking weed. And that changed my life forever, because in the upcoming months of that year 2024, I started to get more into medicine, and I had a very, very good chance and also a big wish to go to Peru to have some sessions with the Inca Shipiba indigenous people. And because I was going to such a pure tribe, I said to myself, if you want to go, you need to quit with all the stupid shit you're doing right now. So no more smoking weed, no more smoking, no more drinking. And eventually I stopped with coffee. I stopped with every intake of sugar as much as possible. I didn't eat sugar that much, but everything that was basically sugar or could have some sugar in it, I quit it. I just said, fuck it. And I think eventually 1 month before I went to Peru, I stopped having sex. I didn't have a relationship back then, or that relationship was not fruitful at all, but I also stopped jerking off, which was quite fascinating, to be honest, because I fucking love porn. Maybe that's why I love to jerk off. I don't know, but I did the things. I went to Peru. I was there for 16 days, if I remember right. And I did a few sessions of ayahuasca, a few sessions of Cambo, and also one session with San Pedro. And I seriously mean, from my perspective, from the person I was before, that changed my life for the better. And I'm going to be emotional about that, because the way I was treated and the way I was treating my body and mind was not good at all. And I wouldn't survive. I was doing so much stupid shit that I needed to do this to get rid of the poison, to get rid of the toxic people around me, and basically to find myself and connect to Mother Earth and getting back to basics. When I came back, it was quite hard to adapt again in this Western world. I should probably could mention, right? I mean, if you're in the middle of the rainforest in Peru with the indigenous people, and then coming back to this rat race, which makes no fucking sense at all, it's quite hard. So, okay. I always lived quite small when it comes to the houses I had and studios and stuff like that, the apartments. I like small somehow to live. And in 2000, I think it was 2019, I had some great investments, made some money, and I bought a trailer. And I was living in that trailer since then. And unfortunately, the place where I was staying with my trailer was going to be sold to people that didn't want that trailer on their property. Okay, got it. So I had to find a way to get rid of the trailer, and unfortunately the prices were totally tumbled down. Kind of crazy, but that's a different story. But when I came back from Peru, I had the opportunity to go to Los Angeles and stay there for a while, which I did. Met some friends in podcasting, from podcasting. I met some people, great people. that gave me the opportunity to travel to America, to Los Angeles. And, yeah, so my mind is not the best because of the abuse of some things, probably. But I went first to LA, and when I came back, I went to Peru. Right. When I came back from Peru, sorry for the interruption there. When I came back from Peru, I had 2 months to get out of the property and build off my trailer and get rid of it. I had almost a burnout when that happened. So in December of 2024, I sold the trailer and I was homeless. And I'm very, very grateful with some good friends and my boss that took care of me in a very cold period in the Netherlands because it was winter time. I could sleep in the garage where they had this little place where you normally do your make paint for cars and stuff like that. But it was a very little magazine and a warehouse, very, very small warehouse where there was place for a bed, a heater, and a little office, like a little table where I could sit on together with the chair so I could do my podcasts. So, and I was thinking, just like, what the hell are you going to do now? You have some money. But I did not want to put that money, first of all, on the market, which has to be private rent. Because, well, the system in Atlanta just fucking sucks. It just fucking sucks. So you have to be registered to get a house. And probably if you're registered, it can take 10 or 50 years before they're going to give you a house. Because there are a lot of people having emergency. And a lot of these houses go for the people that are immigrants. So, with that said, you have to rent privately if there's a place nearby to rent privately, which is going to cost you probably $1,200 only for the rent each and every single month. And I did not want that, so I always lived small. I live in my trailer, which I fucking loved. But I was thinking to myself, the next step will be something small that's mobile, so I can drive around, right? So I was thinking about maybe like a camper van or a little van. The thing is, also, these costs in the Netherlands are fucking ridiculous. I know that most of the people that are listening to my stuff are coming from America. I think 68%. Thank you therefore to to be there for me and to sponsor me and to support me. But I just thought, like, I need to clear my head what I'm going to do. I was still working, so I got back to work in, well, I don't know, but I went back to work. Still working as a courier, so that's why you see me driving all the time in a van or in my car. But that's basically what I do. I drive around Europe. So, okay, recap. When got this little bit of money in the beginning of 2025, I still had a lot of days off, like holidays, and I took them all. I booked a ticket to New York to see Gene Edited and didn't have a clue what to do and had no plan at all what the fuck I'm gonna do in America. But it turned out to be the best choice ever. We'll come later to that. And I'm sorry if I'm bothering you with my story, but hopefully you're still there. And if you're still there, thank you. Like and subscribe and comment on this video because it helps me tremendously when it comes to being out there in the world, telling my story, and connect to people that like what I do. But okay, so I bought a ticket, went to New York, and Gene Edited, one of the guys that I did a podcast with, he took me from the airport, and we had a great time there. Eventually I traveled to another podcasting guest from me, Skunkle Phil, in the middle of Arizona, and eventually I took a car and drove from Arizona to Los Angeles. And in Arizona, one of the first days I was there, I met this beautiful creature, Donna. And I still, almost every single day, I have contact with her. And she is a nomad. She lives in her van for more than 5 years now. And when we said basically goodbye to each other for having a good time, for like, I think it was like one strong that we had a great time, and then I was traveling to Los Angeles. We met up again in Los Angeles, which was not calculated at all, but we did. And she asked me like, maybe you got to get out of LA and go somewhere else, having a road trip. And maybe you want to do a road trip with me, with my van, and we can see, whatever. So we went basically to Napa and driving through the country of America, which is a beautiful country. And we laughed a lot, and we had a great time. And that whole experience made me think, like, okay, you've been homeless. You're basically homeless, and driving a van or a little camping van could be an option, but it's like I said, quite expensive. And I said to myself, when I'm going back to the Netherlands, I gotta figure it out what will happen. So after 2 months, I went back to the Netherlands because I still had some things to deal with, like my work, like my family. I have basically on 3 places in this world, there's a lot of stuff that I have or had that's been, towed away there or packed away for eventually when you need it. Because as a homeless person, it's very hard to get your stuff in and not home. But I went back in the end of March. And the end of March in 2025, I bought Ragnar, my home, my car, my everything, my mobile safety house, warrior, explorer, adventurer, everything I need. And I want to make a different video about how I built this up and how we're thinking about putting everything in a car. So you have quite a luxurious but a minimalistic way of living. But the best choices ever. For me, it's the best choice ever. I'm not saying it's for everyone. But yeah, sure. For me, it was a choice that I had to make, and I think I did the best choice ever when it comes to where I was dealing with, what I have been through, and what I really need and needed in life. Not saying this is forever, but for now, it's absolutely perfect. So, okay, so I hope that you know now a little bit about me. And I don't know who this video is gonna reach. And ask me anything in the comments. I would love to answer all your questions. And yeah, so well, there it is. I mean, that's a very smart, very small part of how I got from wherever I was to where I am now. So yeah, I'll hope to make more videos of this, explaining things, also about the stuff that I did in life, what could be, you know, action reaction, what could be the consequences of your choices, because I have been through some shit to get there where I am right now. But that's for a different video. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe, follow, you know, comment in the section below, because it's going to help tremendously. If you want to know more, you will see everything that I do on the top of the page. I think, like the links, link tree. My website is organizedproductions.com and all that stuff. So with that said, I wish you a beautiful, magical day, Valley. And see you in the future.